April 9th, 1835. A boy is born in the Belgian royal palace. His name is Leopold. On the very day of his birth, he is declared heir to the great kingdom. But Leopold will never be happy in this country. Belgium is one of the smallest countries in Europe. Its population is small, and it has no colonies. From a young age, Leopold gazes with admiration at the British Empire's territories spread across the four corners of the world. He wants to one day have such an empire of his own. He is absolutely determined. In 1865, with the death of his father Leopold I, he becomes king. In his first speech to Parliament, he declares that Belgium must acquire overseas territories. The Assembly does not take this seriously. Leopold never gives up. He will dedicate his life to this goal. In 1876, Leopold organizes an international geography conference in Brussels. He announces that he wants to civilize and modernize Africa and put an end to the slave trade. This is the greatest lie of his life. The real goal: to seize the largest and richest piece of land in Africa and bring it under his own hegemony. We want to open Africa to the civilized world, to pierce the darkness. Is there a nobler goal than this? Leopold II, Brussels Conference, 1876. He hires explorer Henry Morton Stanley. Stanley advances along the Congo River, getting local tribal leaders to sign agreements. The agreements are written in French. The tribal leaders cannot read or write. With a single signature, they hand over all their lands, without even being aware of what they are surrendering. 1884 to 85. The Berlin Conference. Europe's great powers sit down at the table. The subject of the meeting: to divide and colonize Africa. Maps are drawn, territories are split. The continent's inhabitants are not consulted. Whatever the powers want, they will do. Leopold receives the largest personal property in the world, the Congo Free State. It will be the property not of a country, but of a single man. Leopold never visits the Congo, not once. He leaves governance entirely to a profit-driven private army, the Force Publique. The soldiers of this army are not Congolese villagers, but mercenaries paid by Leopold. Their mission can be summed up in one word: to collect. In the early years, the target is ivory. Every village must meet its monthly quota. If they cannot, they are punished. But in the 1890s, the world changes. The age of bicycles and automobiles begins. The demand for rubber explodes. The forests of the Congo are among the largest sources of wild rubber in the world. And for Leopold, this becomes an endless source of money. Historians today still cannot arrive at a precise figure, but the estimates are horrifying. From 1885 to 1908, in just 23 years, the population of the Congo fell drastically, from somewhere between 20 million and 10 million to far fewer. Mass killings, famine, epidemic diseases, and deaths during flight. Some historians put the number at 10 million, while others argue it was even higher. A crime against humanity. Leopold's system does not merely kill, it imprisons people in villages, takes them hostage, drives them into the forest, and disciplines them through starvation. Women and children are used as instruments to coerce their families into meeting the quota. This is systematic terror. During this period, Leopold returns to Belgium and continues building his palaces, the magnificent parks, museums, and palaces in the heart of Brussels. All of it is built with the gold and rubber money flowing in from the Congo. Leopold becomes one of the wealthiest monarchs in Europe. No one asks about the Congo, no one even looks. In the minds of Europe, the Congo is simply a distant new civilization project. I witnessed this savagery firsthand. A father was holding his daughter's severed hand. What made it even more monstrous was that it was systematic, deliberate, and profit-driven. Missionary John Harris, 1905, the early 1900s. Missionaries, journalists, and diplomats fleeing the Congo begin to tell the truth. British journalist E.D. Morel examines the ships going to and coming from the Congo. He cannot make sense of it. The ships carry weapons and soldiers into the forest, and returned carrying only rubber and ivory, no money. Which means the Congolese people are receiving no wages, which means this is a slave regime. Morel founds the Congo Reform Association, one of the first international human rights movements in history. Mark Twain, Arthur Conan Doyle, and Booker T. Washington support the campaign. Leopold, meanwhile, spends millions trying to manipulate public opinion, buying off journalists, and publishing fabricated reports. But the photographs have already spread the truth across the world. King Leopold has carried out the greatest robbery in the world. This page of history must never be closed. Mark Twain, King Leopold's Soliloquy, 1905. 1908. Unable to withstand the international pressure, the Belgian parliament strips the Congo from Leopold and transfers it to the Belgian state. Leopold sells his territory for 50 million francs. He orders all the archives he created to be burned. If they are going to take something from me, at least they won't take these documents, he says. December 17th, 1909. Leopold II dies at the age of 74. At his funeral, the people of Brussels begin to whistle and boo their monarch. Few rulers in history have been so poorly remembered. Throughout his life, Leopold gave Brussels magnificent buildings, parks, and museums. These still stand today and bear his name. But the colonialism behind this beauty went unmentioned in Belgian history books for decades. History. The year 2020. In the wake of the George Floyd protests that shook the world, people also take to the streets in Belgium. Leopold's statues are splattered with paint and toppled. Belgium begins to transform into a country that understands it must confront its own history. The debate over an apology to the Congo continues to this day. The story of Leopold II shows that evil does not always come with bombs and guns. Sometimes evil comes in the form of a treaty signed at a table, a bureaucratic quota, an order given from afar, and as long as history looks the other way, it continues to repeat itself. Write what you think in the comments. See you in the next video.